people.
All right, boys. Let's jump into this, man. I want to get right into this because we're not going to stay on this too long. I saw this on Twitter and I thought it was hilarious. You know, the fact that this is even an argument just goes to show where we are in today's world. So apparently, according to psychopaths on Twitter, let me just change up my screen real quick. According to psychopaths on Twitter, right? So we have
this comment.
And you know what? This is not even like one of the only comments that I've ever seen that have said something like this. Ever since Godzilla was shown to have the pink, like the pink, what do you call those spikes or whatever on his back? Ever since that was shown, like the activists have gone crazy on Twitter. They've gone.
It's an irradiated giant lizard.
No,
I didn't even take it fucking seriously.
This person, yeah.
No,
it's a fucking lizard.
They took it seriously. They are literally taking the pink spikes on the back of Godzilla as a confirmation or validation that Godzilla is a trans/non-binary icon of some sort.
They'll take anything. They'll fucking take anyone, won't they?
Absolutely anyone. It's been canon in Japanese films for decades. Bullshit. First of all, it's been canonized in one film, and it was the very first American film. Yeah, the 98 Godzilla. And even then, Godzilla was a he-she. It wasn't trans. Godzilla was a male that reproduced asexually. They've actually done things about how Godzilla reproduces in the Japanese films, and never once. They refer to Godzilla actually in original Japanese script mostly as gender-neutral terms. That's it and whatnot. They very rarely call him a he. And when you hear that or when you read that, it's usually a translation thing. But it's still the king of the monsters. Godzilla is still referred to as a he on occasion. Like it's absolutely mind-blowing. The blatant mislead of canonically, even in the Japanese films, proves they know absolutely nothing about actual Japanese Godzilla.
Well, I mean, if it's a demon, if we technically regard Godzilla being a demon, yes, right. No, I'm just saying, yeah, hypothetically, if you can say technically, well, it's a sort of a demon figure, then yeah, you can talk about it as like a they and them, like demons.
You can hypothetically say if Luke Skywalker were in Middle Earth, though.
Exactly, but that's so much of a stretch that I ask myself, why? Why is this stretch necessary in the first place? What does that give or subtract to entertainment to know or not to know? To ask yourself, like, if Godzilla is a fucking trans character.
Well, the weird thing is what this person says. It kind of calls out the whole hypocrisy, right? So they say that Godzilla is canonically non-binary and trans and capable of changing its gender to reproduce. This has been canon in Japanese films for decades. Don't act like the explicitly anti-American character is on your side, you desperate pick me, right? So they're trying to say that canonically non-binary trans and is capable of changing its gender to reproduce. So you're saying that, in essence, they're saying that trans and non-binary is basically there for you can still reproduce, right? So what's the excuse of all the humans who can't reproduce by changing their sex? Is it just that are they LARPing? Are they faking it? Like what's the deal here?
Who knows?
Like how deep does it really go?
I mean, Godzilla isn't even explicitly anti-American.
I did Google
anti-skyscrapers.
Anti-buildings in general. It does not like buildings.
It doesn't really reflect.
He's definitely anti-cleanliness because he likes to destroy shit. But
Godzilla is also never reproduced in the Japanese canon, by the way. Godzilla, because everyone's like, "Oh, the son of Godzilla." Well, if you knew your fucking Godzilla lore, that is Godzilla more like adopted that thing from it was basically an abandoned Godzilla child because Godzilla is a species in certain Godzilla canons. So Godzilla's son isn't even biologically related to like the true Godzilla. So we've never actually seen Japanese Godzilla have biological kids. So that once again, know your fucking lore.
I mean, Godzilla is basically Japanese Cthulhu, but
I can't believe we're even having this fucking conversation.
Exactly. That profile. Wait.
That's why I'm laughing off the mic because
I'm sharing my screen because I just.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just briefly because I actually had to fucking type what gender is Godzilla into Google and I just never thought I'd ever get to this point where I'd actually have to fucking Google it. The second point I want to make on screen is the fact that it appears that the trans people seem to have forgotten the basic fundamental argument that they're making in the first place, which is that human beings can be any gender that they claim to be, no matter what they've done to themselves, because Godzilla, surprise, surprise, is not a fucking human being, you absolute fucking retards. Excuse the swearing already.
Well, wasn't it like last week where they tried to compare it to a clownfish or something? They're going out of species now. They ran out of all possible validations within the human race. So now they're going to other species of animals to try to find
that's it. Like, that's my third point is if you're that damn desperate that you need representation and that you are going to go to a completely fictional, gigantic lizard god monster to just prove that there is such a thing as a non-binary species somewhere on this earth, you are absolutely searching, like you are digging in the gutter, like the absolute filth, way below the bottom of the sea. You are.
That seems to be okay for them.
Down there somewhere, really digging really hard to find something to justify your fucking obsession. Shut the hell up.
Justifying things though, because I want to. There's a lot of individuals that were on our side of the fence that were throwing a fit about. It wasn't just all these trannies and LGBT people are all like, "Woo, yeah, trans Godzilla because the pink spikes." I saw so many dumb motherfuckers, so anti-woke people on Twitter being like, "Oh, how could they make Godzilla's dorsal fins pink? What's the world coming to?" Well, that's been a thing in Godzilla for a long time. There's been multiple incarnations of Godzilla that have pink dorsal fins. It depends on the power up. So our side is also just as retarded for throwing
At least our side is full of human beings, though, Leon. Not these trans-dimensional aliens.
Whether you're a retarded human being or a retarded sea creature, I don't give a shit. A retard's a retard and shouldn't be speaking for our side.
Damn. All right, there we go. Hey, look. If we're going,
local liberal.
It's gonna be all of us. We're gonna be standing there with our men and our women and our children and stuff like that, and they're gonna bring Godzilla and fucking Cthulhu.
There, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, like, if people are already throwing a fit over Godzilla, then oh my god, you better pray for them, because the second like Rings of Power season 2 comes out, some dumb fuck is gonna say Sauron is non-binary. Look what they did to his suit. They added a shade of pink to it.
I actually look forward to when Dragon Slayer mentions Rings of Power, because Ryan loses his shit. I love it.
Ryan all this fucker ever thinks about. I'm telling you.
Because it's a good comparison point, you cunt.
Oh my god.
To be fair, it was the only time he's been relevant in the last couple of years.
You fucking
what is with the shots today?
Why not?
Ryan over here like, yes, I took a shot at someone that wasn't me.
Make a video. Just make a video.
You, Leon.
If we can get to $100 in super chats, we're gonna buy Ryan a new cardboard for his wall.
Yes,
please buy him some new cardboard.
Now the cardboard is the desk. The paper is the curtains.
Well, you know what? I hope we can upgrade your setup to plastic walls at least. Because for fuck's sake, the paper's gonna rot eventually. Okay.
What does the movie cynic think about planning Godzilla?
There's never been a female Godzilla. That Godzilla is the king of the monsters, and Mothra is his opposite, the yin to his yang. That's why Mothra is the queen of the monsters. Like there has never been a female Godzilla.
Good.
See, and I'm lost because I thought Godzilla was a female and only came to shore when is cycle time enraged.
I think that was the American.
That's what I thought.
I think that was the American version.
Cynic, what were you gonna say?
I remember. So, like, since we're on the topic, because this is absolutely absurd. Since we're on the topic and discussing,
welcome to Saturday Night Hypnosis.
Yeah. Right. There are like 4 different generations of Godzilla series because they based it on like whoever was ruling Japan at the time. So there's like 4 generations. And like the third one, which was mostly in the 90s, he did have a kid. And I think it was biological. But I'm also
apparently.
Yeah, but I'm also pretty sure it's like the same way. That's where the 98 Godzilla, the American version, came from.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was supposed to be able to talk about this like yesterday or the day before on Open Bar. Everyone in the chat, Godzilla -1 is probably the best movie I've seen all year. Like everyone should go see that fucking movie. It's incredible.
Really?
A lot of people are saying that about that movie. That's why they extended it in U.S. theaters, right? Till late December or something like that.
Yeah, I'm a really big Godzilla fan. Like that was the I haven't had time, but that was one of the reasons why I started like a second channel just to put like random reviews on there, and it was supposed to be Godzilla first. So Godzilla -1, I was really looking forward to all year, and it's super pleasing as a Godzilla fan that like so many people are enjoying it, because it really is like Godzilla's at his best when he's when it's being taken seriously, and the Toho, it's kind of like Nintendo, right? Like when it comes to their IP, they take it really seriously and they're really protective of it. And Toho has become like that with Godzilla, and that's why
I
like
love the way that Japanese people tend to lean that way in general. I really
yeah, and so Godzilla is incredible because, like, as a character, it can be that goofball character that everyone thinks of in the rubber suit, or it can be, you know, the incredible movie that, in my opinion, is probably the best one this year and really should be nominated for a Best Picture. Not that those awards mean anything anymore, but you know, it really is that good.